السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه بكلمات فأتمهن قال إني جاعلك للناس إماما قال ومن ذريتي قال لا ينال عهد الظالمين صدق الله العظيم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Today's presentation is indeed a most serious presentation which will unmask many a dynamic speaker regarding his aqaid, regarding his beliefs, and it will make things clear that at times, despite belonging to a certain family or having a certain surname, people can be bought off. People can be bought off. Respected brothers and elders, I have come across people who at one stage in his life, he went through so many different weird beliefs, and when he was questioned regarding this, his one statement made it very clear. He says, if you can pay me, then I will sing your tune. So unfortunately, Iman is not a thing which can be bought and sold. But when a person, the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam makes mention, كَادَ الْفَقْرُ أَن يَكُونَ كُفْرًا. Poverty can bring a person close to kufr, close to disbelief. That when you're going through severe constraints, and now somebody comes and says, you know what, we'll sort you out, you just speak on our behalf. Now you'll get that person, he may be a alim, a hafiz, a qari, and everything. But now what he must do? End of the day, I need to pay my bills. So what's there if I just say a few things? It's not a train smash. To him it seems not a train smash because of the circumstances he's in at the moment. The only things on his mind is my bills. I need to have food on my table, my lights, water, and my wife and children need to be happy. That's his priority. So to him it's no big deal. But the damage he causes, Allah will severely take him to task on the day of Qiyamah. This is a reality, this is happening. For a person to say, no, I don't think this can happen, then you can keep your hoodie low over your face, because then you will miss many things in life. Many things will pass you and you won't even know that it came. So these things and fitnas of this nature were prophesied by none other than Huzur Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So going on to our topic of today, the topic is Imaamat, the term Imam and Alaihis Salaam. What is the meaning of Imam? For details of what I'm going to mention, then you may refer to Mahajja website. You will hear the bayans of Mufti Taha Karan in detail on a very academic level, really how he does a most detailed surgery on every topic. It will make things abundantly clear. You got time, it's a most wonderful presentation by Mufti Sahib. Nonetheless, what we are mentioning in all from the 1st of or 2nd of Muharram, whatever we have presented thus far is a watered down version of many of his bayans. So the meaning of Imam, one meaning of Imam is book. Fi Imamim Mubin, the first ruku of Yasin Sharif, Allah Ta'ala says everything has been captured in a clear book. The word Imam refers here to book. In other places of the Quran, it refers to a path, a road. And sometimes it refers to a leader. In some places of the Quran, it refers to a leader that leads to hell. And other places it refers to a leader that leads to goodness. So we need to look at the context of everything. Literally, now we're skipping lots and lots of details to make things understandable to the masses. Let us all come down and understand the basics. This subject of Imaamat is the backbone of people of falsehood who claim to be the lovers of Ahlul Bayt, whereas they are actually the enemies of Ahlul Bayt. This topic of Imaamat is their backbone. Minus this, nothing will stand. They cannot survive without this topic of Imaamat. Now, let us look at some simple points. Literally, Alaihis Salam means peace upon him. Alaihis Salam. You're making salam to a person. What he replies? Wa alaikumus salam. And may peace be upon you. So, Ibrahim, Alaihis Salam, upon him is peace. A Sahabi, you say, radiyallahu anhum, Allah is pleased with him. Rahmatullahi alayhi, the mercy of Allah is upon him. Damat barakatuhum, may his blessings remain. So Damat barakatuhum DB doesn't stand for Durban or Dusburn or anything of that sort. As a once-off, if a person mixes all the terms, he said Abdullah alayhi salam, or Abdullah rahmatullahi alayhi. If he mixed everything up as a once-off, you will say, no, it was a mistake. It's not a major problem. There's no problem in it. Once-off, a person said it. However, if a person makes it a habit, then this will lead to confusion, and it is a sign of ignorance. The sign of ignorance. In the time of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was not liked by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam that anyone else be called Abul Qasim. Abul Qasim was one of the family names of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the family names of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So sometimes many of the villagers will say, Ya Abul Qasim, referring to Huzur Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now what happened during the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Somebody had a son by the name of Qasim. So somebody was calling him, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam looked. It was leading to confusion now. They're calling somebody else the titles and the family names of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what's going on here? What's going on here? People are calling for me and they're referring to somebody else. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam disliked it. Therefore, the Sahaba radiallahu anhu understood and they stopped that. So I just showed that something that would lead to confusion wasn't liked by Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In Islam, we have a thing called respect. For a father in the house, you'll call him Abba. The son, you'll call him by his name. And the Dada, you'll call him Dada. He's Dada, he's Nana. Now if someone comes and mixes everything, he calls the small child Dada, and he calls the grandfather by his name, and he calls the grandfather or the son Abba, then as a once-off, you'll say, Chalo, we'll excuse it, he's excused. But if he continues, then somebody will say, he's got some screws loose. He is uneducated, bichara, he doesn't know what all these mean, so he just hears what other people are saying and he also calls it. That's what you will say. Similarly, for Anbiya alayhi salam, we say alayhi salam. Our Nabi, what we say? Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. For Sahaba, we say radiyallahu anhum. For the pious who passed away, we say rahmatullahi alayhi. For the pious who are alive, we say damat barakatuhum. Now if somebody comes and mixes everything once off, you'll excuse him. But if he's promoting it and he continues, you'll say he's mad. He's uneducated. How can you say for the Anbiya alayhimus salam, Hazrat Ibrahim radiyallahu anhu, Everybody will be confused. Are you talking about the son of Rasulullah? No, man, the one who went and he broke the idols. Oh, you're talking about Ibrahim alayhi salam. It's leading to confusion because he's adding radiallahu anhu for a Nabi. And for Nuh, he said radiallahu anhu. Nuh radiallahu. So he said, Bichara now, everything is confused about him. So we have titles for specific people, and if we leave it like that, literally, it's all good meanings. But if you're going to use it in the wrong places, it's going to lead to confusion. If you did it once off, then we'll say, okay, it was a mistake. But if you are promoting and you say, no, there's nothing wrong with it, all good things, then you are a very big suspect. Very big suspect. Now let's go a step further. The deeper explanation. Actually, there is a group out there who say Panjatan are like prophets and messengers. In fact, they believe that Panjatan Pa are superior to most Anbiya alayhimus salam. Wa na'uzu billah. Panjatan Pa are superior to most of the Anbiya alayhimus salam. Why? Because they got so emotional, so carried away that who are they? They are the essence of the whole universe. And when you carried on in this emotional trend, you made them superior than all the Anbiya alayhimus salam. There was a group amongst them who even believed that Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was supposed to be the prophet. Jibreel alayhi salam made a mistake. He went to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He made a mistake. This is similar to the hatred the Jews had for Jibreel alayhi salam for not bringing nubuwwat to the Bani Israel. Isa alayhi salam, before him Musa alayhi salam, the Bani Israel was there. All of a sudden, he went to Ismail alayhi salam's son. He was supposed to come from Ishaq alayhi salam's son. The Nabi, why he went to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam? So the Jews had hatred for Jibreel alayhi salam. Because instead of coming to the Jews, the last prophet was supposed to be from the Jews. Why he gave it to the Arabs? So regarding this, Allah Ta'ala mentions, Man kana aduwan li Jibreel wa Mikala fa inna Allah aduwwun lil kafirin. That who becomes an enemy for Jibreel alayhi salam, Mikail alayhi salam, then no. Indeed, Allah is the Allah, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ عَدُوٌّ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. Allah is an enemy to the disbelievers. So Allah Ta'ala is calling those people who has hatred for Jibreel alayhi salam as disbelievers. So these people said that something wrong with Jibreel alayhi salam. Why he went to Muhammad, he was supposed to go to Hazrat Ali radiallahu. See where this love is taking them. One took it one step further. One group amongst them took it a step further and said that Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu is Allah in human form. Where to? Regarding that group, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu caught hold of them and he got them and he got somebody to burn a fire and he burnt them. So before being burnt, they said, now we're more convinced that you are Allah, because only Allah Ta'ala punishes through a fire, Jahannam. Hazrat Ali astonished at the insanity of these people. Only afterwards Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was informed by other Sahaba that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade that anybody be punished through a fire. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was very remorseful. He says, I was unaware of this hadith. Now, respected brothers and elders, these lovers of Hazrat Hussein radiallahu anhu, we see for ourselves the degree of extremism. So we must make shukr for being part of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat. See the degree, where to where they have ended up. So nonetheless, these lovers of Hazrat Hussein radiallahu anhu, so called, when they say Imam Ali alayhi salam, Sayyidatuna Fatima alayhi salam, what are they meaning? It's not innocent use of terms. No, I'm just innocently because out of respect, I'm just saying alayhi salam, Imam. No, it's nothing innocent. What they are indicating towards, the same extreme belief that these people are prophets. And not just prophets, they are superior than most of the prophets. They want us, the people of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat, to recognize the 12 Imams. Now, who are these 12 Imams? The first Imam is not even Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Take that for a surprise. Who's the first Imam? Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu is the first of the Imams. He is the first Imam. According to these people, the second Imam Hazrat Hassan radiallahu anhu. The third Imam Hazrat Hussein radiallahu anhu. The fourth Imam Hazrat Ali bin Hussein radiallahu anhu, famously known as Hazrat Zainul Abidin. Thereafter was Hazrat Muhammad bin Ali, famously known as Imam Baqir. Then came Hazrat Jafar as-Sadiq. Then came Hazrat Musa Kazim, Hazrat Ali Rada, Hazrat Muhammad bin Ali, famously known as Muhammad Taqi. Hazrat Ali bin Muhammad, famously known as Hazrat Ali Taqi. Then Hazrat Hassan Askari. And finally, Hazrat Mahdi. Finally was Hazrat Mahdi. Now, these 12 Imams are great, very great personalities. They are from the family of Rasul, from the progeny of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are great awliya, great, very great awliya. However, none of the awliya kiram of the past, Sahaba kiram, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, none of them, nobody of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat regarded any of these saintly people, these 12 saintly people, as Imams, that they are innocent, that they are protected of sin and masoom, and that they are infallible, and they are superior than most of the Anbiya. None of the people of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat. We agree that they were saints. But what you are talking about, that doesn't exist anywhere in the Quran or the Hadith, or amongst the lives of the awliya kiram, tabi'een, tabi'een. Nobody accepted any of this. If we look at it, Hazrat Mahdi radiallahu anhu will come before Qiyamah. He is the awaited Imam, so to say. Now, our belief regarding Hazrat Mahdi radiallahu anhu is that we don't know from which Sayyid Gharana, which Sayyid Khandan he's going to come up from. Whereas if we look at Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu, his son was Hazrat Hassan, whose brother was Hazrat Hussein, whose son was Hazrat Zainul Abidin, whose son was Hazrat Imam Baqir, whose son was Hazrat Jafar Sadiq, and whose son was Musa Kazim, whose son was Ali Rada, Muhammad bin Ali, Ali bin Muhammad, Hassan Askari. But Hassan Askari, according to everyone agrees that Hassan Askari had no children. Not no sons, no children at all, and he passed away. The real Hassan Askari had no children, he passed away. Now where Imam Mahdi going to come from? And Hassan Askari passed away many hundreds years ago. Huh? So he said, no, he's in hiding. The Imam is in hiding. So, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was scared. Imam is in hiding. The goat ate the real Quran. All this kind of a deen don't make sense. Our Imams of today don't hide. But the Imam who is the awaited Imam must go in hiding. Does it make sense to anybody? So we understand that Hassan Askari had no children. So what does it mean? It means that all these awliya kiram were awliya kiram, but the belief regarding them and what they attributing to them are all false. Because had it been correct, then why Hassan Askari had no children? Then All these Imams, 11 Imams came, the 12 Imams, so many years, hundreds of years passing. Where is he? Where is he? Because according to logic, he was supposed to be the next. Can't find him. Why not from that Khandan? Nobody knows. Nobody can answer it. So we understood that all this, whatever is being made up, has no substantiation whatsoever. People have some objections. I just want to touch on some of these objections. Common points which people say. They will, the first point, when you can call Jibreel alayhi salam, why you can't say Hazrat Ali alayhi salam? Sounds nice. Simple answer. For Hazrat Jibreel, we don't say he's superior to most of the Anbiya alayhi salam, and that he's sinless and he's like this and he's like that, and all the beliefs that you have regarding Imaamat. We don't attribute any of these beliefs to Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam. The first answer. Then they say, when you can say Imam Bukhari, then why you can't say Imam Ali? Same reply. That nobody from the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat had any that kind belief which you have regarding Imam for Imam Bukhari. We call him Imam out of respect because he had mastered that field of authentic hadith. So we say Imam Bukhari, Imam Dawud, Imam Tirmizi, but nobody has these beliefs regarding any of these saintly people. But when you say Imam, you don't do it with an innocent intention. You have an entire agenda, a whole aqidah, a structured belief behind your statement of Imam Ali and Alaihis Salaam. There's a big difference between the two. You didn't say Imam Bukhari, you just said Muhammad bin Ismail. Nobody's going to say anything. Who are you referring to? I'm talking about Bukhari. Rawahul Bukhari. When you're making reference to a hadith, what do you say? Rawahul Imam Bukhari. You just say Rawahul Bukhari. You're not even saying Imam there. So it's no big deal if we don't call Imam Bukhari Imam, because we don't have an agenda behind that Imam. But when we don't say Imam Ali, then you want to know why. Because you want us to say it, because you want us to leave our rope and bounce down, like yesterday how we explained. Then they say, why, when you can say Imam Abu Hanifa, why you can't say Imam Ali, who was superior? Use all these logic reasonings. Simple answer, respected brothers. One is what I explained, that when we say Imam Abu Hanifa, we don't have all those agendas behind saying. Even if you call him Nu'man bin Thabit, that was the actual name of Imam Abu Hanifa, Nu'man bin Thabit. Abu Hanifa, Nu'man bin Thabit, it still refers to the same thing. Imam Azam, all these are referring to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi. So one is we don't have that aqidah when we call Imam. And another answer is that Imam Bukhari and Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Tirmizi, Imam Abu Dawud, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Muhammad, Imam Yusuf, all these Imams were part of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat. They were all, in other words, what am I saying? None of them, Imam Bukhari, Imam Abu Hanifa, none of them had the ideologies and beliefs and actions that you have. None of them have the ideologies, the aqidah and beliefs and practices that you have. None of them have. They were part of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat. That itself tells you are comparing somebody from Imam Bukhari. You're taking a hadith from Imam Bukhari, whereas you're only selecting, picking and choosing. Why don't you also choose his aqidah? You're taking a hadith of Imam Bukhari, you are a Hanafi, as far as your salah is concerned, you are Hanafi. All the Masla Masail you're following Hanafi. Why don't you see, did Imam Abu Hanifa do it or not? That you're not seeing. You're just saying when you can call him, so where it suits you, you'll choose the title, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam. But why don't you see his aqidah, his practices? Did he do all these things? Did he have these kind of beliefs? Or he opposed all this? That is also important to see. It's strange that many people who are Hanafis, they say we don't believe what this Mulana is saying or that Mulana is saying. At least you're a Hanafi, see what Imam Abu Hanifa is saying. What you going to say? I'm no more Hanafi. Huh? So they force us by threat. How they threaten us? That if you don't say and do what we do, you don't say Imam and Alaihis Salaam, and if you don't bang your chest and wear black clothing and do all things of extremism, then you're a Nasibi and you're a Yazidi and you're the signs of the and you are part of the enemies of Hazrat Hussein radiallahu anhu. We say without doubt, the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jamaat are the true lovers of Ahlul Bayt, Sahaba Kiram, Anbiya alayhimus salam, Awliya Kiram, etc. Our proof is that what they lived for and died for, we are living and dying for the same thing, and that is to uphold the commands of Allah, to uphold the Quran and uphold the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number two, they disliked and abhorred innovations. So do we. The Ahlul Bayt, the Awliya Kiram, they disliked and abhorred innovations. So do we. That's where they're going to get stuck. And number three, they never have beliefs and do actions that resembles yours. So we are closer to them, like how Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the Jews, "Nahnu ahaqqu bi Musa minkum." We are closer to Musa alayhi salam than you Jews. He is our Nabi. So what was Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam referring to? That y'all change your scriptures. So how can y'all be closer to Musa alayhi salam? We have not changed and altered our scriptures. Therefore, we are closer to Musa alayhi salam. That means we are closer to Isa alayhi salam than the Christians. Don't ever doubt that. Likewise, we are closer to Ahlul Bayt than all those who are making tamasha out there. Similarly, regarding Ash'ar, respected brothers, many a times these Ash'ar have music in the backgrounds. We're talking about the Ash'ar which are in vogue in the month of Muharram. They have music in the background. We don't understand the meaning. And many of these Ash'ar, together with not understanding the meaning behind it, they have an agenda. Like how the music of today, behind the scenes, they want to promote shamelessness, illicit relationships, and drugs. They've got an agenda. You listening to music innocently, it sounds so nice, it's got such a nice beat to it, but after a while, you have no respect for your parents. You get irritated when you listen to the adhan. You can't stand it when you see somebody dressed in the sunnah. You feel like, oh, no, I can't take this. How did that happen? Because you was listening to music. They've got an agenda. Outwardly, it seems, no, I never hurt anybody. I never kill anybody. I'm innocent. But there's an agenda. You doing that, where to where it will take you. Similarly, you listening to such things. You don't know who made up the ash'ar, what agenda he's got, the music in the background and the meaning of it, the agendas behind it. Then all of a sudden, you all of a sudden have hatred for the name of Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu. Now you have hatred, wa na'uzu billah. Now you have hatred for Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha. Your beliefs are all of a sudden changing. You wonder, what happened to me? You were listening to all those ash'ar, you got carried away. So respected brothers, when we look in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we will find that Huzur Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, Tabi'een, the Awliya Kiram, the Ahli Bayt, every one of them read Al-Quran. Every one of them read Quran Sharif. Let's look into our lives and see how much Quran is there in our life. One of the signs of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat is that they are people who hold on to the Quran. If we also not holding on to the Quran, then it will be very easy for anybody to scop us off our feet, and we'll wonder how I got carried away. Maybe that was haqq. What pushed me away in that direction? Maybe that was right. Why you got blown away? Because you had no solid foundation. That solid foundation is what? Quran Sharif. Read Quran daily. From time to time after Fajr Salah, we do the Quran translation. We do little bit tafsir at times. You will know the message of Allah to you. So when a fitna, when a trial, when people come mesmerizing the masses, then you will not get swayed by the wind, blown away. Why? Because you have some foundation, you are linked to Quran Sharif. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبَلِ اللَّهِ. Allah is giving us the solution till Qiyamah. All of you, hold on to the rope of Allah, the Quran, together. وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. And do not separate yourselves. So let us make amal upon this verse of the Quran, and in that way all of us will unite on the Quran Sharif, on the beliefs of the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaat, which is balanced with no extremes. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.